So when it comes to stress of the nervous system, yeah, there's a lot of things that are going on. It's going to be your thoughts, it's going to be your unmet needs and wants, it's going to be unresolved triggers from the past. But here's the thing: there's also covert causes of stress to the nervous system that people don't realize. And so think of your nervous system as a temperature gauge, 0 to 10. And 0 is like totally calm and chill, 10 is like boiling point, right? So, what you want to do is effectively live your life with a really low baseline temperature when it comes to your stress level. You want to be at that 1, 2 range, maybe a 3, so that when life hits you, there's always going to be things that happen in your day to day life. When it does happen, you have lots of room to deal with it. You have lots of room to keep your nervous system calm enough where you can think straight and you can move forward and take care of it, respond versus react. But if your baseline stress to your nervous system is really high, you're going to be super sensitive. You're probably not going to be sleeping well, which is going to make the whole situation worse. And you're going to be super, super sensitive to stress. So now any little thing happens and boom, you're at boiling point. You can't handle it. You're shut down. You can't think straight, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So back to the covert stressors. What most people, I don't know, a lot of people at least, maybe not most, don't realize is the cause and effect impact of what you think and feel about yourself has on the state of your nervous system. I have worked with people where they suffered their entire life with uncontrollable anxiety that morphed into depression. And it turned out that the reason they never, got better, moments of it, but not like permanently, is because they were treating the wrong emotion. It wasn't actually anxiety, it was inadequacy. It was, I'm not good enough. Now, yes, I know that when you don't feel good enough, you have all those uh-oh, what ifs, which causes anxiety, layers anxiety onto the inadequacy. But at the base level, it's inadequacy. I'm not good enough. If that wasn't there, all that related anxiety wouldn't have been there either. So the covert causes of stress to the nervous system are based around the relationship you have with yourself, what you think, feel, and believe about yourself. Because you are the only person that's going to live with you from the moment you're born till the moment you die. From the time you wake up in the morning till the time you go to bed at night, there you are. And it's this dialogue, it's these thoughts in your head. And if you listen to any of my other videos, you already know the impact of those thoughts. When you're thinking, you're feeling. When you're not thinking, you're not feeling. So the more you think you're not good enough and should be different or better, the more you're going to feel inadequacy. Now, if this isn't resolved and you just keep accumulating it, it builds up. So think of if we're in a room together and I poked you on the shoulder. You'd probably be like, oh, hey, what's up? But what if I did it like 20 times, like do. You'd be like, what? Get away from me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. What do you want? And if I did it for 24 hours, you'd probably lose your mind and completely shut down. So this is effectively what you could be doing to yourself with these conditioned thought patterns. And that's all they are. They're conditioned thought patterns. If you never thought it once, it wouldn't even cross your mind today, but you did. And then you thought it again and you thought it again. So it got stronger and stronger and stronger until it formed a belief. Beliefs are formed through repetition of thoughts. Once you thought it enough times, boom, it becomes automatic. Now it's like wearing a pair of sunglasses, a really dark shade. This is how you see the world. This is how you see yourself, is through this lens. So everything that happens, your brain is comparing it to this belief. Now, the interesting thing about our brains is we have confirmation bias. So whatever you believe, your brain is going to seek out to be true. So if you believe you're not good enough in any way that you can see it in your day-to-day life, you're going to feel it. You're just going to know it. But if something contradicts it, some other information, someone gives you a compliment, you're either going to completely reject it or put it in a holding tank. So think of even people who are hard on themselves the way they look and they get a compliment. Oh, no, not me. Or they make a smart ass comment or something to deflect it, right? You've probably done it yourself. This is why it's happening. So that covert stress of inadequacy is being caused because of the beliefs you have about yourself. Just because you believe it doesn't actually make it true, but it's going to feel true to you. So this is where, and there's very customized activities you have to do. It doesn't actually take long, but it's cause and effect. You have to do the right work. You can change the belief you have about yourself. The cool thing is most of what you believe about yourself isn't true. So when you're able to turn down all that negative stuff and really gain clarity of what is true and then turn it up, repeat thinking and feeling it at a deeper state, it actually doesn't take that long, maybe a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden you just feel different. You just feel better. You're not conceited. You don't have this inflated ego. You just know you're good enough. You know your life's good enough. It's no longer this huge concern. Okay. So now, but before that work is done and you feel you're not good enough, what often happens is other compensating patterns. So there's ways of, your brain figures out to try to keep you safe, right? So it could be ruminating, like overthinking, playing things over and over again in your mind. Instead of actually, speaking up and talking to someone, you could have these conversations and fights and dialogues in your head. All of those thoughts create a shock to your nervous system. You might be a people pleaser, putting other people's needs and wants ahead of your own. The fear of speaking up, the not putting down boundaries, being hypervigilant. You're already stressed out. You're not good enough. So what all can go wrong? It's a catastrophization. It's going to that worst case scenario. Well, every single one of those patterns is going to cause a electrical volt to your nervous system, which is then going to cause all these changes mentally, physically, emotionally, which is then going to drive you to do all the things you don't want to do anymore or hold you back from doing all those healthy things you want to do. So if you are actually ready to completely change your life and change the relationship you have with yourself at a very logical, practical cause and effect level, you do the work, it's going to work, reach out to me. Let's schedule a free intro call. Let's have a chat. If it's a fit, great. If not, no problem. I love helping people. Guaranteed you'll walk away with something interesting that you didn't know before.